choose. But choose wisely.
Holy Grail Toys is the ultimate destination for rare action figures, exclusive merch, and collector-grade drops. And now, taking pre-orders for the Bandito 112 scale action vehicle from Odd Frog Entertainment, releasing in 2026.
You have chosen wisely.
HolyGrailToys.com.
The Sarlacc Digest, the long-running live-stream podcast digesting Star Wars topics for over 1,000 years. Join them for all the latest news, rumors, and theory crafting with none of the drama or the bull. Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. And don't forget the Sarlacc Toy Chest, covering all the newest Star Wars toy releases and news from Hasbro, Hot Toys, Jakks Pacific, and more. Live every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Be there and keep it nerdy.
PlasticNews.com. All the latest from Hollywood, toys, gaming, comics, and anything pop culture. PlasticNews.com. Don't forget the IQ. PlasticNews.com.
It's Wednesday, October 2 of the 2, which is the 22nd in most languages, but it is a Wednesday, which means you are here for the best damn toy podcast on YouTube. I am Chet Maddox, your lovely, gorgeous host, along with Alexander Thunderous Storm. How are you doing, you sexy beast?
Pumped, brother, because you know what? Here we go again.
Yeah.
We're at another Kickstarter countdown.
Countdown,
that means a Kickstarter challenge for us. Like
Yes.
that's how I take this. I don't take this as just the countdown. It's like, can we get some of these goals to hit? Can we get some of those things? That's what we're trying to do tonight.
And that is what we will accomplish. And we want to thank all of you for hanging out. We have two very special guests tonight. That's Dose 2.
Mhm.
Then I didn't look
On
up
October 2.
Yeah, we got So this is a crazy night. It's a crazy night. But we want to thank everybody, especially our the Shadow Army, the Shadow Syndicate, for stopping in. A little more of that to come, but tonight we're going to go over Kickstarter, and then stay tuned to the end because we're going to tell you where you can find us in person. So hang tight. We'll be right back.
The largest Halloween headquarters in the Northeast. No one matches Party City's selection. Over 400 children and adult costumes to choose from, including WWF and WCW wrestling costumes, Scream, Austin Powers, Teletubbies, and more. We have the largest selection of costume accessories, wigs, makeup, masks, and props. We guarantee the lowest price.
Monsters are stealing gold at the Haunted Mansion. You can build the Mystery Machine and join the gang to solve the case.
I have to get my Legos from Lego eventually. I don't know about you.
Never quite, man. What we've been, My Pet Monsters,
My Pet
and then we
Monsters,
were My Buddies,
My
and now
Buddies.
Legos. The guys in the
Legos.
back, the production dudes, give them credit. They are definitely doing an absolute wonderful job, guys.
Yeah, it's been wild. Hey, look, like we said, tonight is a very special show. Two very special guests. And I think without further ado, we might as well bring them in. Mr. Alexander Storm, please give that warm, cuddly feeling welcome to two of the sexiest men that are going to be joining on the podcast.
Absolutely. We're bringing in a man that created for the whole reason why the night is going on and everything. From Solid Raven, Rise of Nexus, we have Carlos.
Hello, hey, everybody. Carlos. How's it going?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Nice to have you here, brother. Nice to get this countdown finally going. I'm sure it's ancients and everything. So we see what we're
boy. Yeah.
And then next, hey, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that makes everything revolve in the toy industry. Our friend, your friend, and also, like I said, you know, now we would call him Uncle David. David Vonner to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
What up? What up? What's going on? What's going on?
What is going on, brother?
I'm Unc. I'm Big Unc now.
There you go.
Right.
I'm Unc Nim. I'm Unc Nim.
There you go. We got that. We got that. But you're the uncle that gives good advice.
Yeah. It's good to be here, man. Thank you so much, man. Carlos, is great to be here with you, man. Supporting your line. Chet and Alex is always great, man. You my brothers, and it's good to be here. Everybody in the chat, man, it's great to be here. And you know, I can't call it, but you got to open up that wallet.
Yeah, it's almost time to open up that wallet. So
yeah, man.
You know, we've been working on this telethon kind of thing that we you know, guys, we've been kind of like, you know, testing it, and hasn't quite worked, but pretty soon there'll be a telethon board to go over. It'll be a ticker. We got that. That's coming up. That's probably 2026.
Listen, I want to do it old school. Like I want to wear a tuxedo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to do how the telethons used to be back with the Jerry Lewis days. You know what I mean? The
Absolutely.
Bob Hope March of Dimes joints. I want to. You know, I want the ruffle tuxedo. I want to have a big band behind me.
Exactly.
You know, I want all that.
We got to do that. Yeah. Every time we hit a goal, it plays.
I know how to juggle, so.
All right. There.
Oh yeah, we got to get. I forgot about that too. You have to have those like those quick acts that jump in and
in between. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bro,
hey, but before we blow this,
that's like a mutant superpower, bro.
It is.
Juggling is a mutant superpower, man.
Yeah,
I've been practicing for a long time, so I don't know. I wasn't born with the skill.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like the subhumans on X-Men, right? Like they're just like the background mutants, but this one's like, oh, I can juggle like anything, right?
I can juggle anything.
You gotta be like an omega level juggler.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
You could juggle like 2 jobs, 2 cars, you know,
I've done
2
that.
bills, you know, he's just a really
planets.
good, a couple planets.
2 different credit scores.
Yeah, before we get any further, we want to say hello to the media bag. However, most importantly, the list is getting gigantic. The Shadow Nose Network members are growing up. Welcome, everybody. Shadow Elite, Rhino Hobby, Shane Shooter, B Sum 75, KJ Smith, K-Mac, Ramen Toys, Wholesome Warlock, Scott Simpson, Chet Maddox, I'm in there, I guess. The Collector, Todd Loves Toys, Forbidden Panel, Darth Moocher, Commander Bly, Patty Atkins, Edward Staminsky, Zakanin, B Meeks, B2G, Rad, Royal Rhino, Fig Fury, Dead Man Juan. Thank you all for being here. It is fantastic to have you. We hope you've been enjoying it. And in the comments, it is fired up like an 80s dance movie with Commander Bly jumping in saying, looking forward to the show and all the good things for Rise of Nexus. That's right,
Absolutely.
sir. And then
I'm not driving. I'm not driving this time. I'm in the house.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. And then Goslow, yeah, me too. Welcome in. Solid Raven. Hey, I think I know a guy.
Yeah.
I do think I know a guy. And then, of course,
Meeks.
Big Baller Meeks is in the
go.
house. Big Baller Meeks, who will, by the way, be joining us on the announcement at the end of the show. We'll be getting into that. Dr. Brentley is in. A good toy evening to you, fine fellow. And then one of the best damn Star Wars podcast hosts of all time, Sarlacc Digest's very own Darth of the Moochers. Welcome in, Darth Moochers. Soundwave 810. Hey, everybody. Hey, Soundwave, thank you for having the best Decepticon ever as your, your profile picture. I think there's something I got to send your way for that. Marvin,
thank you.
What's up, man? Welcome in. And then we got this guy's popping in. He looks. David, is this your brother?
It is. It is. That's David Bonner.
Oh, okay. My bad. Tripping with toys. How are you doing, sir? Welcome in. Action J is in. Right. Welcome, sir. And many, many more. We will, again, this is going to be a interactive and fun. And if you're not having fun, go out, come back in, have some more fun, start the conversation. So while we will be seeing you in the chat, we are going to be monitoring it as to keep the conversation going. We'll jump back into that. But we want to thank everybody. And for those of you that are watching or joining us and have not done it, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for everything, because it doesn't happen by default, but it should. But they don't want that to happen. So we appreciate you. With that being said, Mr. Alexander Storm, let's kick it off.
Well, before we kick it off, see everybody next. Thank you for popping in. See everybody through Rumble, all the other, all of our other simulcasts and everything. Instagram, we see you all. Hit those questions in, and we'll be. And
YouTube, those are just our friends' names. They're not actually other platforms. That's not a thing.
Friends.
He doesn't. Hang out. Yeah, that's what we call our friends. So this is a heads up.
But you know what? Hey. Let's start off. All right, man. It has been a month. We are within the final hour or so for this.
106 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So now, we were talking about this. We've seen you in 3 iterations now, all together. Now that this is at this stage, and from the feelings from previously launching to being in the middle of it launched just at the beginning, now you're down to the end of it and everything. How are you feeling emotionally wise? What is it taking a major toll on you this entire 30 days?
Maybe the first 2 weeks were the hardest. And then, everything kind of normalized for a bit. Emotionally, I'm happy. I mean, I think I'm happy with as far as we've gotten, even if we don't end up funding, I think it's still, I still think it's a success, and it's a good, starting point to kind of just, kind of reassess and then figure out, where to go from here. And how to get this going.
Absolutely. Well, since we are down to 105 minutes or so or something like that at this point, it is not over. If you haven't done it, please head over to the Rise of Nexus Kickstarter campaign. You can still fund it. There's still time to get on it. Don't miss out. You want to get this great thing funded. It is a collection of not just action figures, but there's a broader different sense to it. It's not just anything. Esteban, hi guys from Colombia. Wow, thank you, sir, for tuning in.
Man, how much was it to send that message from Colombia?
Hey, blood, sweat, and tears, baby.
Look at everyone in this group. I know will know what 10-10-220 is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, of the age category, yeah. I notice now.
We had to call collect.
Yeah. But again, make sure everybody's getting over there. There's a lot of great. All right. Now I know we asked you this before, Carlos, but out of all the looks and everything on the site, if there's one figure that people need to just chime in and purchase, what's that one figure right now? The essential one that they need.
Oh man, I would say Psycho. I mean, that would be our main character, and there's a few iterations of him. And then I think next would be Night Owl. I love Night Owl. That's a cool character. I think it would fit great in existing collections, basically. But really, wave 1, just the first 4 characters. The first 4 characters in the line are really what started it all and what launched this whole thing. So I mean, but yeah, Psycho is the main guy.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go all in. I like them all, so I just was like, it's easier to just do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also the one thing too is, like you said, it's a complementary. It's not something that thinks that this just has to just fit in its own universe. It sits right next to, G.I. Joe, Delta 17, Grindhouse Toys, which you've had on. It's one of those things that if you're a 3 3/4 fan, it never went away. 3 3/4 is here. it's the greatest world building scale that they've ever made. Because take it as a human being that you see in the back, 1/12, but there is some 3 3/4 in below. You can't world build 12-inch or 6-inch. You can't world build it as well.
Yeah, as a close friend of ours says, 375 is the Lord's scale. So
it is. It is.
That's right. That's right.
And it fits across the line. I noticed that it's like also you had some Matt LaCroix did some work. CS the director. What's up, everyone? Hey, welcome in, sir. From all the way from Florida. Thank you, sir, for popping in. But you have Matt LaCroix. I've got some of his Strike Force figures that are fantastic. I know it goes right alongside of that. I know he did a great version of an Axel Foley and a Shaquille O'Neal. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're into just great designs, great looks, a lot of energy put into it, head over to the Kickstarter. There is time to absolutely fund this. You're going to want to see it go. But let's just say by some all means and everything that it doesn't. That's not the end. Believe me, you're still going to be able to purchase these things. There's going to be a spot. We're going to plan it. So don't think that just because it is, but we're trying to get everybody in on this campaign. Let's go. We're going to hit the Jerry Lewis telethon music and everything. Have the Dionne Warwick music playing if we got to.
That's right.
We'll take a copyright strike tonight for that. But now you've been to. Here's the thing that was. We didn't ask you this because you hadn't went to the show, but you've gone to some shows now, and like obviously I think one of the best Joe shows on the planet, Joe Atlanta. You were out there.
Mm-hmm.
What was the reception?
Shout out to Big Barton.
Absolutely. What was your reception to the fans? What were they giving you when they saw these things in person? Because that's usually the only time you can really get that feedback of what people are looking at in person.
Yeah, I mean at Jelana we got good feedback. A lot of good feedback from not just fans but also other indie toy lines and other guys. Came by, told us they loved what they were seeing. Even in we were at Joe Fest too. We got a lot of love there too. We just didn't have a big presence there. So, but Jelana we got a lot of love. We got a lot of. We were already launched by the time we were at Jelana, and we got a lot of backers then. So. Yeah, I mean, we still get a lot of love. A lot of people want this to happen, so we're working hard towards that.
Absolutely,
you got a lot of love. I mean, like Alex said, whether it makes it or not, man, the love is there, and you tapped into something that's very, very essential to our hearts, particularly mine. I love 3 3/4. So,
I mean, it's an honor having David here too. That's incredible too. So I've not something I never even imagined or thought of. So, I mean, that's exciting as well.
We keep seeing the same thing every time he shows up. It is always amazing to have him on because his energy in this industry. I think that's what, like, when people are like always complaining about the price and the things. You need that counterbalance energy of somebody that's bringing you absolutely. If you've ever been over to David's Instagram, there's no sadness when you go there. There's only motivation and happiness. And that's what we need more of because this industry has just been kind of lately beating it down. I see also another person who has the best damn magazine on the market, and that is Toy Collector Magazine. Back,
editor.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, go. Brother. Thank you, brother.
There you go. If you haven't picked up Toy Collector Magazine, you damn straight better because it's right. Essential reading. And so, so now, Carlos, now here's the thing that we were all laughing about and we were joking about on this is that I've seen now more in the last month. There's so many other complexities with Rise of Nexus. I see that your character's in another comic book series. I'm seeing that there's another, like you can swap heads off a different line. Like there's so much more complexity. I didn't know the last time you were here.
Yeah. We've tried to work with other lines. There was also the 30 and 25 line action figure Kickstarter. We did a little collab together. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's been cool working with other people. It's just seeing their excitement too, and they're like, "Hey, I wanna bring your characters into my thing too," Mm-hmm. So, and as far as the Legends of the Hidden Force, we can swap heads. Our characters' heads are compatible with their heads, which
Mm-hmm.
Offers more customization and just a lot of opportunity for creativity and and customizers, you know.
Now, David would know this. Has that ever been done across other lines, David? Because I think that's kind of a rarity, right?
No, I love that. You know, that's something that I really wanted to push, particularly like when I worked on 3 3/4 inch, which is why, I mean, not only because it was a necessity, but if you guys remember the Invaders pack with Submariner and Captain America, Bucky, and Red Skull, that Red Skull body uses a Indiana Jones, one of the soldiers' bodies, in order to get that kind of authentic, you know, classic Red Skull look. But that's something that I always wanted. You know, I actually proposed, man, that we do a Marvel, DC, Hasbro, Mattel, like, you know, collab, you know, like just like the comics, you know, because even though, you know, the companies are separate, the fans, you know, we love that stuff. You know what I mean? We love it. So, and that's one of the things I love about the indie world is that we can have those super cool collaborations and crossovers, you know, without all the, you know, individuals who don't even understand what the brand is or the history and all that stuff. Like, it's just so fun to be able to, you get to expand the sandbox.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to see, and that's very cool.
I think too that I think the spirit of that too also plays into to really just getting people's creativity going, right? Like as a kid, you know that you have like, you like Batman, you like Spider-Man, like you like all these characters. And your imagination is like, dude, what if Batman had Spider-Man's outfit on? Like to be able to do that. And yeah, there's like, we get it, we understand. I'm sure someone will leave a comment. Like there are ways to do it as customizers. I get it, I understand it. But what we're talking about specifically is like making it the norm so that you can merge those. And I think, you know, looking at what Marvin said, the indie realm, we can accomplish a lot. I think that is something that is going to be pushed by indie toy makers. Like, right. I think this idea of like collaboration and lines working across lines, and realistically, that's really all down to manufacturers and just like why can't you have one peg fits them all? Because it's literally going under head. It's like, well, you don't want to do it because you just don't want someone else to put stuff on your figure. Like that's, you know, I just, I get it to a certain point, but yeah, I love that idea of just like kids being able to just grab figures and kit bash themselves, and it's their imagination is what limits them instead of the technology.
And we love that too as collectors, you know. I mean, let's not fool ourselves. We love that stuff, and it's kind of like when, I mean, we're all wrestling fans, so it's kind of like when the birth of NWO, when Hulk Hogan comes out and no one knows like what's going to happen. He winds up siding, you know, and taking down like Macho Man and all that stuff. You know, like that was dope, because now you got to see Hulk Hogan become a heel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like he went to a whole nother side, you know, a whole nother team, a whole nother brand. So I love being able to, the idea of being able to do that in the action figure world, like the collaboration. I always love crossovers.
Yeah.
I had X-Men, New Mutants, you know, and and a lot of guys grew up with the Monogram and all that. But it's just as we collect and customize and connect into our you know our world, we love seeing those cross collaborations.
Absolutely. Here's another person that's always into collaborating. Ace from Ramen Toys. There's
Big Ace.
Indie is needed more now than ever. We need to breed the next generation, or rather the current generation of collectors. There's always been a big chase between the 80s and 90s, and now in terms of new IPs. It's absolutely right. And I will tell you this, like Brad said, independence is the way to go. I think the reason why people are so excited to see like Rise of Nexus and all these other brands is because you own your IP. It's not some conglomerate. You can do whatever you want. You can collaborate with whoever you want. I think that's what made it. And when I saw that, I was like, all right, this is what we need to see more of. This collaborative effort where people aren't, I've always said, don't think of somebody as your competition. Think of how you complement each other. And if you can do that, you know, you're not at like the Hasbros and Mattels that are at each other's throats. Instead, you guys are building in that next wave of indie makers that can survive all because you're all rooting for one another.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not losing anything from it. Like I'm not, and really like that ability to swap heads and things like that, that benefits the collector. It doesn't really do anything for us other than like, hey, this is pretty cool. You know, these guys are trying something different, trying something new. And that's what I want, you know, and that's ultimately, you know, just to be able to work with other people too and other lines. And the way I thought of Rise of Nexus is a world that's like a multiverse world that opens up and you can bring so many things into it, you know. So we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens down the road. But yeah, man,
I love that. And also too, just to add, man, like the scale that you have it in, you know, like there's always a debate about the scale, you know, and it shouldn't be a this or that or either or, you know, it's an addition to, in a sense, and like an addition to the play and the way that you connect and collect, because 3 3/4 is so much fun, bro. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can amass your world in a greater fashion. It also lends itself more easily to vehicles and play sets, environments, and things like that. But really, to me, it's the art of it. It's the art in intricate details of that small scale where you just can admire the detail in it. And then you can kind of tap into the kid in you and put them in your pocket, put them in your bag, carry them around with you. And it's almost like your little charm, your or your fidget spinner or something like that. Like I always kind of hated the debate between, does it have to be 6 inch or 3 3/4 inch? You know, and then people will generate excuses in their mind. Well, I don't have space and I'm committed to this. It's like, man, that's crap. You see how many, like when you see like a Hellboy fan and they got like Hellboy in every scale, particularly those Funkos, which I admit I can't stand them. I cannot stand them. But it's like you see people with everything, or Batman in every scale, and it's like, well, what happened to the whole scale thing? I don't have room. I don't buy that. To me, it's about, if you see it and you love it and it's cool, you're gonna collect it. You're gonna put it into your collection.
Absolutely. And Action J, before we go to Commander J, he did kind of hit that on point. I'm out of room for 6 inch. My love for the O-rings is strong right now. And guess what? A lot of people love it. Head over to Commander Bly, who says India makers can collab. Meanwhile, you have Hasbro in the Black Series 6 inch and the Vintage Collection 3 3/4 inch collectors hating on each other. It makes no sense. He's absolutely right.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
And Ace is putting in another great point. The great point of creation is that you could be the independent creator that comes together and see how they can cross over their universes with others, much like how the Marvel characters came together as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know. So, you know, there is an essential point that I think collab is what it is. And look, you know, I'm just happy to get things that I haven't seen regurgitated 1,000 times. I think that's what makes, you know, I saw Carlos laughing about that, but you know the feeling. We're all collectors here. And it's like, you know, David did this, and it was one of those things where you have like a wake-up moment. And he's like, well, how many Spider-Man do you have? And then at one time I was in my house, I said, I think I got like 30 damn Spider-Mans. I think he's right about this.
And each one is the essential Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's the must. Yeah, I have the must-have Spider-Man Maximum series, and I must have not opened it yet because I can't find it. So
but that's the thing. So like when you do see the excitement, whether it's the packaging, whether it's the, you know, new iterations of what the figures can do, new joints, new whatever, that's who is testing the market for the Hasbros and the Mattels of the worlds and the NECAs, is that it's coming down on the small end because, you know, you guys are getting instant feedback, whether you're, you know, in a DM inside of Instagram where somebody's giving you a little bit of their opinion or something. Is that as refreshing, Carlos, in the whole process to you?
Yeah, it makes my job easier, to get fresh ideas from people. I mean, yeah, I love hearing people's idea because again, this is not like I love action figures. I've been around them my whole life. My dad's a toy collector. He specifically collects Batman, so he has Batman in every scale you can imagine. It's in the garage in his bedroom. But I don't know, man. It's just you get tired of kind of seeing the same stuff over and over again. I know I do. I know, and there's nothing wrong with like like you like He-Man, that's fine. I like He-Man too, but there's only how many versions of He-Man can you have? I don't know. Maybe
probably 30.
30. I guess you can. I mean, my dad has like hundreds and probably thousands Batman iterations. He's been collecting since the 80s. And that's his thing. But I want to create something new, something different.
I love that your dad has Batman in his bedroom.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's everywhere. It's all over the house. Yeah, yeah.
Because the bedroom is where the magic happens.
Well, I said more the bathroom. It was like the bath. You go in his bathroom.
That's even better.
He had comics. He had comics.
That's where the devastation happens, baby. Welcome to the Bat Cave.
Absolutely, real work's being done back there.
I hope he has a giant penny in his bathroom.
No, man, that would be amazing. Or like a giant dinosaur or something in the kitchen. A giant T-Rex.
That's funny.
Well, like I said, want to remind everyone else too. Hey, there's still time. We're like I said, what are we at? 96 minutes or so, Mr. Maddox.
86 minutes.
86 minutes. There's still time. 86 very good minutes to get on this campaign. You guys know where it's at. It's over at Kickstarter. It's Rise of the Nexus. It is. And then when they say Rise of the Nexus, it's Rise of the indie toy market. You definitely need to go over there and pick this up. And, hey, man, do yourself a favor. If you haven't gotten 3 3/4 in a while, treat yourself to some damn good 3 3/4. Mm-hmm. Head over there. So we're going to bug you all the show for this. And Meeks is doing it again. Meeks is gifting one SKN Shadow Nose Networks membership. There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Meeks and everything. Daddy Warbucks right there. Evil Face. I love that name, brother. I've heard it before. It's like an hour left. So maybe we need to get a mad push. Maybe. No. We need to get a mad push. There's no maybes about it.
We will get a mad push.
Yeah.
So all right. So let's dive into that a little bit, right? So let's say Rise of Nexus doesn't meet the goal, right? Obviously, we know there's a want for it and a need for it. I mean, we're at $42,388. That's something that you don't scoff at. That's something that I think anyone would be grateful to have. And I think, just between, and this is something kind of like Carlos for you and then Vonner as well. Like what is a typical, because we know this is a product that needs to get made. It's obvious people want it, right? So maybe Kickstarter isn't the right thing. What does from today forward look like for Rise of Nexus?
Forward, I mean, like I said, it's just kind of figure out which direction to go, basically. Like, Rise of Nexus is a tabletop game, so I keep bringing that up. That maybe it's time to show the game. Maybe it's time to work on the visuals of the game. Start playing it, start play testing it. Or more play testing than I've done, with more like a blind play testing. And then I don't know, reassess where to go, where to manufacture. Right now with the tariffs, things are looking grim. I don't know. There's a lot to look at, but it's not over. That's for sure.
Oh no, that's never over. And also too, from what I understand, you and Mr. Vonner's been talking, so it looks like you've incorporated some like I said, some heavy artillery. Take it into the next battle.
I mean, I don't know what I can say. I'll let them say because I'm right next to the window. A sniper could be outside or something. Yeah. I don't want to say the wrong things.
I mean, Vonner is the Batman of the toy industry, so you do definitely need to be careful with that.
Exactly.
Right. I got prep time. Time. But it's funny, like how you mentioned the tariffs, because that was my main motivation to to find a solution which is one of the reasons why I partnered up with the Columbia the factory down in Columbia, IP Imaginarte, And but also too to open up multiple avenues of entry, right? Like I don't think, and this is just me. This is just me, but I don't necessarily believe that it has to be one point of entry to create your storyline or your IP. So, you know, we have the toys, we have multiple collaborations, we have comics, we have merch. You know, there's different ways to do it, and expanding, you know, the ways to get on board, and also too the collaborations. You know, so even though, well, positively we want this to go over, but if it doesn't, that doesn't necessarily mean the end. You know, and that's for me, that's the challenge of that is the fun to find the other alternative routes to be able to make it work. And that's one of the reasons why we put this giant system together. So not only is it just there, but it's alive, and it's a living thing, like an organism, where you can be able to, you know, again, find these multiple points of entry to not only have the fans enjoy your IP, but also to find ways to make your IP come to fruition. Absolutely. So it's definitely, I mean, I love the line, and I get involved with things that make me feel like I did when I was a kid, you know. And I mean, when I first saw the toy line, I mean, I felt like it was like Tron, you know, like walking into the arcade back in the day, and you know, you see the neon, you get the feeling, you know, you get that itch. Yeah, and that is a unique thing. That's a unique thing, and I love that you're playing that up too.
Absolutely.
So with that, it is definitely multiple ways to be able to make this come to fruition. You know, and you know, I'm always saying, you know, we're not a one-trick pony. There's more dimension to what we're doing. So you know, it definitely isn't over. You know, and won't be over, and this is really just the beginning of a really good run of where we can go.
Absolutely. Wilhelm Toys and Hobbies, welcome in, sir. Hope you subscribed. It says, hello, toy friends. Carlos, you are the man, with an exclamation point. You ran an amazing campaign. Rise of Nexus cannot be held down. Together we will rise. Need to copyright that, Carlos.
Yeah.
Right there. And guess what? One of our favorite toy makers on the face of the planet, along with Ramen, and welcome in our good buddy Odd Frog Entertainment, who I gotta say, man, is also drops it like the Bandito, which you know, Rise of Nexus look good sitting on the hood of the Bandito too.
Odd Frog Entertainment is coming out with Even Toad Productions, which is crazy. No, I'm just kidding. Man, just joking on that.
But I've seen work on a comic book, and it's a frog that's slinging around the city, and wow, and I've seen even a famous 80 artist. We won't even ruin that. This famous 80 artist is knocking out some stuff on that. Talk about throwback cover, amazing cover,
real good cover.
You know, I'm looking forward to it, man. But hey, like I said, see, now this is support. See, Carlos, this is what the community is about. I don't see Hasbro popping in Marvel Mattel's live stream.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
But also, does Mattel do live streams?
Mattel Creations does. You know, it's like,
do they?
Yeah, I know.
Are they live?
Yeah. I guess Mattel's popping into Hasbro's live stream.
There it is.
But I'm sure it's done under Suma's name. It's like, yeah, I hate G.I. Joe. We'll know who that is now.
So Carlos, I'll kind of throw this out there, right? So we had this conversation before. I had a Kickstarter. The first time I ran a Kickstarter, it also did not fund. I took a lot of things away. It was a very like people would say it's like a negative experience, but I found not funding my first Kickstarter was a very positive experience for me, because I learned so much stuff that I was able to take to the next one that then became successful. And not only was it successful in the US, but in almost every other country, which even though it was successful, I learned that I will hardly ever ship to other countries from the US because it was very expensive. But I'm curious, and this is something like maybe we could bounce off each other, but what is what do you think is your main positive takeaway from this? I mean, we know there's a need for it. We said that 42,000 right now. People still have prime opportunities, 78 glorious minutes to jump back in, throw all your money at it. Hey, if someone puts in 1,000, I'll put in 1,000. We could just keep going. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll get us there.
For money tonight.
Yeah, but what is something that, like, let's say, like, maybe over the last 2 weeks, you have taken away and learned and said, you know what, actually, if I could do it again, if I could start again, like, this is probably what I would do, would not do, something like that.
Oh man, I mean, I thought of when it was starting to not look good. I guess I was like, well, it could be this, it could be that. I think what I did was I did a time reward thing, like a time reward tier thing, instead of the stacked rewards, which normally what people do, where the more you back or the more you get, the more stuff you get. It's the same thing. I just kind of did it backwards, and I don't think people are used to that. I think it confused people or turned people off. And that's maybe something that would change, but I didn't see anybody else trying that before, and maybe for a reason, but I don't know, maybe that maybe I mean, like I even was talking to you guys earlier, at some point I had the goal much lower, but I had reworked numbers and stuff and wanted to kind of offer more at the beginning, and I don't know, maybe those two things is what I would reset.
Well, like I said again, one thing I thought that was really above tier that kind of shocked me was because I haven't seen this awful lot, but you had the wolf pack, and it was, of course, I love the image of the cereal boxes and everything else that was there. There was so many great grand ideas with that, but I like to have it there was literally troop builders that I could actually purchase, and I think that was something that was very interesting. I think that's something also, as you move forward in the next generation, I think that's also something to offer, because I can't tell you how many times, even when it comes to classified or anybody else, I much rather have a 4-pack troop builder that just the same characters that I can get, boom, I can put them on my shelf. I've eliminated, instead of me hunting down and individually paying for 4 different characters. So I thought that's a way, keep that in. I also like the cereal box things. Those were absolutely just fantastic. It did kind of harken back to nostalgia, yet it added its own flair to it. So those to me were the grand thing, because I was like, man, I say, I think I need a hell of a lot of troop builders. Do I need to order 3 or 4 of these boxes?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of just listening to the people. A lot of people saw some of the characters as troop builders. That wasn't my intention, but that's where I was like, well, let's offer them that way. That way you don't have to get them individually. You get a little bit of a discount. And then you also get a bonus figure too on top of it. But, that was a kind of like a pivot in a sense. I thought it would kind of help with the MOQ, filling in the MOQ and getting those numbers going. It helped. It actually helped out a lot. I think it worked out to my advantage. I didn't plan it originally, but
that's always a good pivot. Plus, also too, let's be honest, and like I said, we've had a lot of guys on the show, and we've talked to a lot of people, and so we're not just bring up hyperbole on anything. I thought your initial first buy-in on day one was probably the most reasonable first day one buy-in. That I was like, you know what, that's something I wish more Kickstarters would adapt, because I'm like, the price was reasonable. Look, you got me. Well, hold on now. I was like, day one, I got to do this, because I don't think the option's going to be any cheaper down the way. I could lose this option. I wish more Kickstarters had done it. I think that's what you revolutionized from all the stuff that I backed and I saw. That was the thing I thought was probably the best takeaway, was that I felt like I was already walking into a very good discount.
Yeah, that was the idea. I mean, and the idea was from beginning to end, you'd still be getting a good deal, even if you back towards the end. It's just the earlier you got, the better it was. And if you were a VIP, which that's not something I haven't seen in a toy line do before, was get a VIP group going, and that got you the deepest discount too.
Absolutely.
But like I said, I think that part might have thrown people off a bit. It's not something you see all the time, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I do it again.
You got to teach people to, how to do things. I think also now people will probably have an idea of what to do and everything. Now, your VIP list, how do you get on the VIP list? Because it's like walking in the club. Like, how do you get in the VIP?
Yeah,
do I know
basically,
somebody?
yeah.
Is it?
What
do we need to do to get on that?
You signed up through the email, and then you got basically an offer to you would pay $1, and that would get you various discounts. So you could have the option to do the all-in tier, or just get one figure, or get 4 figures. Whatever, or you could got in all the specials in one go. But that closed about a week before the campaign went. Just to keep the VIPs,
okay,
special. They feel like, hey, they got a really good deal, which they did. And we'll start that up again soon.
Okay.
Right now the website goes to the Kickstarter, so once after tonight, I'll set that up again. So, but
definitely let that know, because that is something that is down the future when these figures do hit their next generation. You're definitely going to want to sign up to be a VIP. There is, like ask anybody that couldn't get in the club, you want to actually VIP.
Yeah.
And I love that, man. I love the fact. I mean, I love the whole idea of the VIP membership and everything, but I love that you stood on business and made it unique. I think that's a very cool approach, and it definitely differentiates you from all the other. It makes it feel like you're already part of a community within the community. And that's very cool. I think that, like, anytime you get to be a part of it, like actually be a part of the team, the troop, the brand, I think that's cool. I mean, I know for me, that's one of the reasons why I love Marvel so much, frustrated or not, because I just feel like when Stan's soapbox, I felt like that was the introduction to the club. It's like membership in that club.
But and the VIPs, man, that was so awesome. They were so crucial to the campaign too. They helped me with grammar stuff, and just kind of like the couple days before, a lot I gave them access to kind of check everything out, look it over, see if there was anything they didn't like. So they got to see everything before everybody else too. So sometimes when I posted something on Instagram, VIPs saw it at least a couple of days before. They got to know a little more about, kind of, not necessarily personal, but just more of the day-to-day stuff that I was doing. And that was fun, because that also kept me in check too. And just kind of like, because I would kind of list out like, hey, this is what I'm working out, kind of just to, and then I could go back and be like, oh yeah, I gotta finish that. But yeah, man, the VIPs were crucial to this campaign. Actually, man, we wouldn't have gotten as far as we did those first 2 days without them. That's what did it.
That's cool.
Absolutely. Now, I know that you are going to a couple more shows, right?
Yeah, this weekend we will be at Titan Toy Expo. I won't personally be there, but Rise of Nexus will be there, and then I will be at Codename Iowa Assembly Required in November. I don't know the date exactly, but we'll still be there. And then next, whatever shows are coming up, if they make sense, we'll be there as well.
Well, Wilhelm has said, actually, I love the VIP program and the tiers plus the add-ons. Your marketing was spot on too. The only negative thing I heard from people was actually even out about your campaign, but rather other Kickstarter campaigns, which again, Kickstarter does. They have not delivered upon, and that is absolutely true. Is that I think sometimes Kickstarter is very good for a certain amount of people, but there is such a stigma that's associated with it, because there have been some bad contributors. That doesn't mean everybody's bad. It's just you have to be more select. But I think it takes time. Now, the good thing about it is that you've had a couple of campaigns up. I think also when people see that you back some campaigns, it does ease in these kind of things. People are like, well, this guy's legit, but you see first campaign up, no backers or anything, people get leery on that, because they're like, is this guy is he gonna run off like an Airwolf chopper that I'll never see?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like before I launched my second Kickstarter, I spent the year prior backing as many card games as I could find, and then by the time I was backing, it's like, oh, you could tell that people appreciated that more. And that's the thing that's crazy in the toy community, I feel, and in the board game, card game, tabletop community. Those Kickstarters deliver like 9.5 times out of 10. I've only had one not deliver, and the issue was that their entire shipment got like stolen on the way over, and they had documents to prove it, and so they posted it and were like, "Hey, we're sorry," and they actually tried to refund everybody as much as they could, but Kickstarter takes their fees and all that stuff. So there's really, I think with this is like, look, you get to keep everybody's information that backed it, which is fantastic, right? And then if one of the things I'll tell everybody is like, look, just go in and back it, and get it as close as we can. But also, what I would encourage you to do that is because it is also a really good way for Carlos and team to be able to communicate with everybody that's interested in it. Because if something happens where Kickstarter becomes the tabletop game, or there's funding outside and it turns into a comic, or it does this, or whatever the Gen 2 is of Rise of Nexus, being a Kickstarter backer is advantageous because you'll be able to get the communication. I don't know Carlos's plan, but I'm just saying that's what I did with mine, and that worked out really well, right? So
exactly.
It's a really good data marker too. It's the one thing if it's not backed by anyone, but you got a significant amount of backers. And that tells you that there is a demand for this particular line. And so that in and of itself is a success.
Yes.
You just gotta, we just re-strategize. And I mean, a lot of toy lines started that way. I mean, He-Man didn't get the green light right off the bat, so you just you just change your strategy, and you got a significant amount of data that of a fan base, and that's a win.
And I think from a business perspective too, like if you put Rise of Nexus in like a proven business point, right? And someone says, well, have you proven the concept? It's like, well, you could send them here. Like, yes, I proved it. There's enough. Like, this is strong data to prove a proof of concept. And realistically, let's be honest, like compared to what it could cost, this costs nothing to prove the concept. Mm-hmm. So we know the concept is there. We know the need is there. We know the want is there. And you haven't even shown everybody the main part of this, which is the board game, which is the tabletop experience of Rise of Nexus and what makes it so unique. And so I think, we talked a little bit before going live. I think there's a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of really cool things that are on the horizon. And, this is like if we had to number this like an app, this is like version 0.1.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So this isn't even ready. So, but yeah, man, I think it's good, man. I like it. As soon as it launched, I told you I was all in. I got in as soon as I could.
Yep.
I think that, I think people are going to be surprised with what comes out after this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially with the tabletop thing, man. I'm not into that kind of stuff, but I'm gonna pick up some Dungeons and Dragon dice to be ready to roll some stuff.
You don't need to, bro. I got a ton of Dungeons and Dragons. Don't worry about that.
I like to have my own dice, bro. When it's like Mr. Bonner and I know, you gotta don't trust nobody else's.
Those that's all about that 4, 5, 6. You know what I mean?
Different
that's what he's really getting at. He got to shake them up, go around, baby. You know what I mean?
We really
that's
get
what
on that table.
You know how he do.
Yeah, we had to throw a couple of dollars on the table. It was like, this is just fun, man.
Well, this cast just took a different approach.
Instead of to win him, however, whenever, wherever, whenever, Carlos, I'm there to support you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's the kind of thing you build up.
I love that, man. I love that there's just so much love with your line and in the community that supports you, man. Yep. And that is more than half the battle. Yeah. Like really trying to bam. Like
got
it. because a lot of people can say, criticize a line or whatever, but it takes a unique individual to actually go out and do it. You know,
Yes.
and then you know, with no backing, like, hey, you know, get behind this, and not only that, but you did the legwork, like showing up at shows, interacting with the crowds, with the fans, you know, doing media such as this, you know, and I mean, like, man, kudos to you, bro. Like, I'm telling you, one of the reasons why I love working with independents, because it makes me feel more confident, man. Like, I just love the fact that guys want to do it. And I get jazzed up by the fact that people like you, like Odd Frog and everyone else, that actually say, you know what, I'm going to do it. It's like, yeah, man, let's go, let's do it, and let's back it. So I love the fact that you really set a new tone, a new standard in this classic line, this classic scale, man. So it's really dope. I love it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, man, and we're enjoying all of it. And like I said again, man, you know, now you've got even more soon-to-be VIPs for the next generation. That's the good thing about it, is that, again, you know, coming in late, sad noises. We need the cadaver figure and others. Real quick recap: what's the next plan to get these made? There is another one. If you go over to the Solid Raven website, right? You're going to have something up, and you're going to be able to take people's information and start letting people know what's going on from there. Or you can check the actual Instagram as well. There'll be some updates there. This is far from over. These figures will be in your hands, and at one point or another, you're going to be laughing about this first part of it, because again, I think that it's easy to get something done. You know, when you get to the part where it gets fun and everybody's patting you on the back is great. It's harder to actually, when you have to go through a little adversity and pick it up, because that's what makes you know that you're in it to really do it. When adversity's there and you decide, I'm going to keep pushing through this, people appreciate that more than the easy route of, oh, there was, you know, so much money dropped out of the sky for this campaign and it felt easy. No, people want, if you really want something, you're going to wait for it. You're going to wait when it's timed right. And you know, your time's coming, brother. This is one of those things where I totally believe in that. And again, like I said, again, maybe it's the, you know, the tabletop game and everything. Again, maybe we got to roll some dice and some stuff and do some things that actually added to it. But I think you're on a great path with this, and I've enjoyed the now 3 times you've been on the show. Your energy, the characters, it does make you feel like it doesn't give you the nostalgia feeling. It gives you like, I've seen these characters before, but I know these are not the characters I used to have. That's how I feel every time I look at Rise of Nexus, man.
It's almost like you get a whole, like the camera pans into a whole nother section, and it's like, oh, that's what's going on over, you know what I mean, over there, you know. And it's like, because I think that when it comes to the scale, people automatically think Star Wars and G.I. Joe, right? But then it's like, when the camera pans over, it's like, well, wait a minute. There's an entirely different scene that's going on that is even cooler, and that has the DNA to be able to build on top of, you know. So and plus, like, Carlos is smooth as hell. When we met, I was like, this brother's smooth. Like, he come in there, like, you know, I was like, okay, I can work with this dude. He's smooth like silk. You know what I mean? And I love that.
There you go. We got to call his name Easy Sniper.
Loso. That's Loso, baby. I'm a Loso, baby.
Yeah. But you know what? Like I said, man, you know, there's always, I always love the ups and downs, and even Ace is chiming in here. Fact of life, it seems that not every independent toy creator crowdfund campaign funds. What matters is how you pick ourselves up after it fails, and he's absolutely right. You and everything, and he's even pointed out that even some other people have failed, and everything. Even Valiverse failed on his first Kickstarter. It is like, again, I don't ever think of failure as a situation. I think of the same thing where we can actually go to Thomas Edison and says, I haven't failed 1,000 times. I just found 1,000 ways of doing things differently.
Right. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
And now you've got, like, you know, again, like Chet was saying, the data, but also I think more people, I think it's a lot more awareness. And the more conventions you go to, the more you get the word out. more reach comes to it too. So I think that, Rise of Nexus, app number, 2.0, it's going to be a really good one. And I'm looking forward to the ride, man, because again, I believe in these characters. I think they're going to be out into the ether of the world. And I think you got the right people right here helping you right there, especially Mr. Vonner. You can have, believe me, everybody in the industry has said this. You can have worse help. You got the best help you can get.
Yeah,
So,
I have some ideas already clicking.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
This is definitely going to be it's already dope, and it's going to be the start of something very, very, very cool. So I have some ideas kicking around, and I think that you'll be seeing the rise of Nexus. You'll be seeing that.
There's always more. The sun rises every day. Rise of Nexus is going to rise again.
Damn right.
Again, how many minutes we got left, Chet?
57 and
all right,
221 backers now.
I saw that. You still got time. This is not over with. You got let's get some people in there. Like I said again, it's not over until it actually the last chime goes in. You've got now 54 probably minutes going. There's still some chime to get in. And again, you've got an open invitation with us, Carlos. Like I said, you're like family over here, brother. So you always have.
So now this is the part of the show where we start to strip. Let's go. I mean, hey man, we got to get that paper. We got to take some stuff off. I mean,
I would like to point out,
naked, baby.
I would like to point out that you're the only one, David, that would make money for this podcast.
We probably start losing money on the telecast. We dropped from like about 1,000 people in and did 0.
Right. I mean, I won't do a boogie nights, but I will take my clothes off and put some money.
Look, the first time I met David, he did a strip tease, so it's not a bad show. Let me tell you. So.
And did he do the? Well, he was at LA Comic-Con, and I don't know where the hell he found a pull-up bar in the middle of a comic convention, but he found one. And the armed service people were looking at him like, "Well, hot damn!" He had National Guard members like, "This guy's really fit."
Yeah. I mean, they were like, "Oh, wait a minute. You're a civilian, right?"
Yeah. He was out there, shoulder down. I said, "Where the hell?" I'm sitting at the booth, and I see like ping on my phone through his Instagram. I'm like, "Where the hell did he find a pull-up bar in the middle of a comic book convention?" But he found one.
Listen,
he was doing it.
In any part of the planet that I'm in, I'm going to find me a bar.
So that's it. There's another one we got to tell you offline, Carlos, because we will get shadow banned. But there's one in Toy Atlanta. That's always my favorite story. But we have to. That's not a PG story. We can't. But hey, brother, like I said again, man. Always thanks to have you on, man. Appreciate the time and effort. We're gonna throw you and throw David into the green room. So stay with us. We're just throw up a couple of.
Well, Carlos, your Nexus is going to be in Tennessee, right?
We'll be in Tennessee this weekend, and then Iowa in November. Assembly required, or codename Iowa.
Sweet. And you know what? I just might show up in Tennessee to.
Oh, awesome!
Smell what's cooking.
Yeah.
What not? And also Judge Dredd. What's up, people popping in? Judge Dredd, head over to the Rise of Nexus Kickstarter. There's still time to fund this. I know you watched our show several times, so you know this is a 3 3/4 figure line that you need in your life, my friend. From there, like I said, guys, we'll put you in the green room. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for you guys, but we're going to run out a couple of announcements. And, hey, couple of announcements. Everybody always asks us, well, what's the calendar, man? You say, Chet, where the heck can we see you guys? Well, we're going to do something this weekend that we've been waiting a long time. And actually, Chet's actually broken that because he was up in Canada and he saw Toys R Us and he didn't see that one that was in Macy's. He saw a real Toys R Us. Well, guess what? It's coming back to Southern California. That is right. What's going on? Smog 17. I love that name, bro. And I love the dog and the hat, too.
It's so
great
good.
one, brother. Great. Toys R Us and Camarillo Premium Outlets. And guess what? I heard from a little birdie, our buddy Scully from Skeleton Collectibles. He will be popping up with us. And it's going to be the grand opening. Now, here's the thing with the grand opening. There is going to be a ribbon cutting at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully we're going to be there. We're going to try to film that. I don't know if we'll be able to live stream because of music and everything else of that, but we're going to actually tape this. We're going to go to the show. We're going to let you know what an 18,000 square foot Toys R Us, like in your childhood, you can actually remember, but it is at the Camarillo Premium Outlets. It is going to be something that you got to see. The grand opening celebration you can meet, oh my God, you can meet actually Jeffrey. Oh my goodness, I can't wait that. You got swag bags for the first 50 guests, and the first 25 receive a full-size smoozable push. Okay, well, snoozable push. I don't think I've seen that, so you probably know a little bit more about that. Face painting and balloon twisting for the kids from 10 to 5 p.m. Oh man, somebody's actually working. They got somebody working out there. You can explore the all-new arcade experience with claw machines and gachapon machines. Oh, I wish I was there. Smog, you will be. Hey, like I said, make sure you actually smash that subscribe button, and you can live vicariously through us because we're actually going to post that up on the site.
We will be live streaming it, yeah.
Yep. So you can live vicariously through us, brother. That you can see your Toys R Us dreams like it used to be in your childhood. We'll be back here in Southern California. Also, there's another 13 stores they've got planned. Hopefully, the new Toys R Us rollout will hopefully be a little bit of the old in with the new. That
and
there.
I said it earlier, but this is where Meeks will be with us as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Meeks, Scully from Scully Collectible, all of us over here on the Shadow Knows Network, getting as many people as we can to show up. We definitely want to do that. And then guess what? The weekend, like I said again, I love it when they plan our weekends for us, Chet, because we really don't have to do anything. And actually, Judge Dredd's thinking about this too. Yep, yeah. We've got this is interesting right here. The SCV collectible show. Now, at first, I had to do a little research on this because I know Rad hit it up. But this is more like, if you think about Frankensons, this is a little bit like Frankenstein's. It's going to be in Santa Clarita, which is in the same vicinity that we'll be in. This is going to be a collectible show in the same way. Again, like if you've been to Southern California out here, Frankensons is probably the best way to describe it. It's like a mall of collectibles. They're gonna do their soft opening this weekend, so it's gonna be Saturday 24th. But they're actually opening on Friday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then Saturday they're open from 10 to 6. Sunday open from 10 to 5. Here's the best part: it's kind of like the same way over Frankensons, free admission and free parking. So hey, you've got 2 chances to see the crew. You can come out here and see us at Toys R Us or over at the SCV Collectible Show. We'll be there. We'll be posting on our Instagrams and our X's and everywhere else you get our social medias from, and also live streaming and everything from the actual Shadow Knows Network. So again, it's like you guys were with us, And I see right here. So I hope the new Toys R Us reopening is successful. We need them. We need them, Smog. We definitely need them. And it's like, yep, that's a long way from Texas. I know. It is. But you take off now. You're up for a road trip. We can tell you, from California to Texas, it was the greatest ride on the world. From Texas to Atlanta, well, that was a little bit of problems. There's a state called Oklahoma we probably would not want to drive back through because it was almost like, there were just friendships were going to be broken on that ride.
Yeah.
And it says, looks a good deal, but sadly, I'm booked this weekend. Well, we'll see you another weekend, Smog. I'd actually love to see you in there. From there, bro, guess what? As always, when we do this, we're cutting into the time of the best damn Star Wars show on the internet or any other place in the galaxy, this Sarlacc Digest podcast. But guess what? You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to leave here. And one of the big things, too, is that maybe you like to watch the show in vertical or horizontal. You can do it however you want to now because all of our shows are in 2 different formats. So wherever you're at, you can kind of see it with ease. So we're making that a little bit more simple to access the show right here up on YouTube. But as always, Mr. Maddox, end us out like you always do.
That's right. We want to thank everybody for stopping by, specifically, most importantly, the Shadow Knows Network members. You know who you are. Your names are on the list. It's a lot to name off, but we appreciate you. And as always, you can find us again on Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern with Pixel Plastic Inc. More on horror as it is. Halloween weekend coming up, and we appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications. Go chase that plastic dragon, but do not tell your spouse because, frankly, we're not responsible for any loss or damage or anything like that. It's just not something that we do. And really exciting, but next week we have